I kind of really got into music, pop music when I was a teenager, and the internet wasn't as good, and you had to actually look for music properly. And it feels a little bit like that, preserved, to find new, interesting Polish bands and singers.
Chopin, your wonderful composer, and how he visited Scotland at a certain time in his life, rather late in his life. He was not well at that time. He was already quite seriously ill. But a Scottish lady who was an amateur pianist had gone all the way to Paris to have lessons with Chopin. She wasn't going to be a big public concert pianist, but she must have been quite a good player. Anyway, she was also very well socially connected. Now this meant that she could write to well-known people, nobility, wealthy people, castle owners, people who owned lovely houses and so on, and make up a tour for Chopin. There was a very good reason for him to come, and he actually stayed quite a long time. In fact, he came in the autumn and he had to go through a Scottish winter. Now that's not funny. He did give a few public concerts, public recitals, but he never liked doing it. He always felt the audience frightened him. But he did a few. He did one or two in Edinburgh, he did one or two in Glasgow.
Felix Janiewicz was quite an interesting person in the world of music of Edinburgh, generally in the world of music of Europe, I would say. He was born in Vilnius. In that time that was Poland. He traveled, played his music around Europe. Also, he got his education everywhere around Europe. He started in Poland, then it was France, it was Austria, it was Italy. Janiewicz, initially when he arrived to Great Britain, that would be London, and his first steps of the British fame would be there. He was like the man of many talents. Funny enough, in Poland we call people like that the orchestra man. So at some point he was approached to organize the Edinburgh Festival of Music, the first Edinburgh music festival ever, which took place in 1815. The festival was far bigger success than it was expected to be. So not only the old tickets would have been sold, but also every single vacancy in the hotels or in the guest houses in Edinburgh would have been sold. After that, he moved to Edinburgh for good. He became part of the Edinburgh musical world. He would again play, conduct, organize events, organize charity events, and he spent 33 years in Edinburgh, which was quite a long part of his life. He's buried in the Warriston Cemetery. You can still find his grave.
Witold Lutosławski had many connections with Scotland. He came many times to perform here. And in some respects, he was a sort of favourite composer of British audiences. In the 1970s, when I was a teenager, I came to the Edinburgh Festival and saw many performances of new works by him, works that he conducted. I was very lucky when I was a student at the University of Glasgow that Lutosławski came to the Musica Nova Festival, performed a number of new works, the Cello Concerto, a new piece called Novelette, which he wrote for the Royal Scottish National Orchestra, and he gave composition seminars, which were really wonderful. He was a very intelligent man and a wonderful communicator, a warm communicator. I think he did not teach very much. He was really a composer, but he was able to teach, and that was it was very special to meet him. He came also to Edinburgh. In 1990, he did a big concert with the Scottish Chamber Orchestra. He played a number of important works of his, including the first performance of his 20 Christmas carols, Polish Christmas carols. And the day before that, he gave a seminar in the University of Edinburgh with my colleague Nigel Osborne, who himself studied in Poland. So Nigel speaks fluent Polish, because that was a very interesting discussion between these two really great composers.
I come and stand at every door, but no one hears my silent prayer. My involvement with 4AD in general was just one of the highlights of my musical life. Really, it's the artisticness of the project. Working with Ivo was a joy in all aspects, in business side and creative. For just another day, and my whole world has blown away. It's blown away. I hadn't been involved that much with writing my own material. I did when I started, before This Mortal Coil, when my sister and I were signed to a band to CBS. My new album, Diary of a Lost Squirrel, is the result of a collaboration with another Glasgow musician called Irvin Duguid. Help me, I'm all over the place. I can't speak your name or make a sound. They'll know there's more to us. The lies we tell will be found. Can you see? My dad is Polish, but we didn't really speak about it very much. And my dad was a hard worker, was just constantly working, building up his business. We didn't speak Polish in the house, wasn't taught Polish. So it was kind of over there, really, a lot of the time. And it's only since the death of my mother and my dad saying, right, I'm going to Poland, because he didn't go back. When he left in 1943, he didn't go back. It's only now that we're starting to feel this is part of us. I find when I go out and walk, strange as it seems, it heals my heart. Nothing around me but blue and green, such familiar sounds, the sights that we've seen. Holding on and lying. And there's some behind me, actually, songs and dances from Poland. That was definitely one thing in my sort of growing up, sort of late teens, that I remember that Dad playing. It was a Mazowsze choir. And vinyl copies, and he used to put them on every Saturday morning for some reason, I don't know why. So I'd still be in my bed because I'd been clubbing the night before or whatever, and so I'd always wake up to the sound of the Mazowsze choir. So yeah, definitely listen to that, and my dad kind of sings songs, like we've got kind of wee songs and melodies that I can remember of my dad singing these songs, and we still do that.
Prowadzę serię koncertów Soundscapism w Edynburgu. Zacząłem robić koncerty w 2011. Główną ideą było promowanie mojej własnej twórczości, muzyki eksperymentalnej, muzyki ambient oraz organizowanie koncertów w ramach właśnie Soundscapism, też zapraszanie innych artystów. Publiczność jest dość wymieszana, bo jest dużo Polaków, Szkotów, Anglików, Hiszpanów. Mi to tak naprawdę nie robi różnicy, bo muzyka mówi swoim językiem, nie ma tutaj żadnych barier typu pochodzenie i tak dalej, więc dla mnie to jest tym lepsze. Im więcej przychodzi różnych ludzi z różnych środowisk.
Edinburgh Town, get ready, whoa, we the festival.
Prowadzę firmę promocyjną, która się nazywa Lion Stage. Przez ostatnie 7 lat sprowadziliśmy masę zespołów polskich, szczególnie tutaj do Edynburga. W Polish Kacia Festival w 2009 roku. Impreza ta była prowadzona przez Lidię Krzynówek i Asię Zawadzką. One były dyrektorkami tego festiwalu. Zaprosiły mnie do zorganizowania zespołów na to wydarzenie. Zdecydowałem się zaprosić orkiestrę pod wezwaniem Świętego Mikołaja z Lublina, który reprezentuje wspaniały polski folk połączony razem z ukraińskim. Ideą WIDA Festival jest pokazanie różnych artystów z różnych krajów i zawsze jakby ja jako Polak staram się sprowadzać tutaj na nasze eventy polskich artystów i widzę, że jakby Szkoci są bardzo zaskoczeni poziomem naszej muzyki, czują świeżość w tym wszystkim, prawda? WIDA Festival jest jakby jednym z pierwszych festiwali w Wielkiej Brytanii, który jakby uczy dzieci wstępu do muzyki elektronicznej. Kapela ze wsi Warszawa. Impreza odbyła się w Edynburgu. Razem na scenie z kapelą ze wsi Warszawa wystąpił zespół Dawno. Jest to lokalny chór dziewczyn, które śpiewają piękne pieśni polskie i ukraińskie.
Dawno, którą bardzo się ładnie tłumaczy na angielski i jak long time ago, to jest bardzo ładne takie opisowe, bardzo ładna opisowa nazwa. Tylko śpiewamy, że tak powiem, pełną paszczą i pełnym ciałem i pełną piersią no i to jest tak zwany duży dźwięk. I to był ważny początek, bo zaśpiewałyśmy w Świetlicy na wielkim, ogromnym koncercie w którym brało udział mnóstwo wspaniałych muzyków. I myśmy tam zaśpiewały jako trio, nazywałyśmy się Chrząszcze wtedy. No, wystąpiłyśmy tam i okazało się, że wszystkim się to strasznie, no nie wiem czy wszystkim, ale bardzo wielu się to strasznie podobało. Bo po naszym koncercie zbiegło się do nas dużo ludzi z pytaniami, a skąd to w ogóle i że my tak chcemy też i że uczcie nas. I spojrzałyśmy za nią na siebie i tak no, porozumiałyśmy się, że tak, no jasne, to zaczniemy jakieś nauczanie, jakieś warsztaty. Ponieważ te warsztaty były tak niezwykle owocne w znaczeniu przekraczania granic jakichś wokalnych, psychologicznych, personalnych, etc. I tak dramatycznie odmieniły jakby nasze brzmienie i wprowadziły też taki element jedności, taki, że my jesteśmy jednym organizmem i że nam właściwie chodzi o to samo.
I used to conduct choir for about 5 years in Edinburgh, and about sort of 3 years after I started doing that, I got interested in Polish and Polish music and started learning about Polish.
Ja swojego nawisego do szana, a my sobie z Matejusem do rana. Dziewuję się z Matejusem, całuję się za kąsiku, siaka na kąsiku.
I subjected the choir, because they're all from Scotland, you know, they're from Scotland or the Netherlands or places like that. So I subjected them to learning lots of Polish pronunciation, and we did some pieces by Górecki. We did one of his lullabies, because he wrote Trzy Kołysanki, and we did one of those, which is lovely, and you don't hear them performed very often. I grew up listening to Tori Amos and Bjork and people like that. Having found some excellent singers like Maria Peszek-Brodka, you know, Nosowska, people who are very well known in Poland, I really like Nosowska's voice and her vocal tone, and also she seems like a really kind of humble performer, which is lovely.
Through having a presence on the internet, not just my website but through Facebook, then I was starting to get contacted and I noticed a lot of the names are Polish. That's interesting, because really that hadn't happened. I didn't have that kind of connection. But at the back of my mind, sort of throughout the years with different things that I've done, I've thought, why am I not more connected? Why, you know, it should be there, and I didn't quite understand it. So it's really nice that it is happening now.